Have you ever wondered, how is it that out of all the great K-pop groups, BTS feels like a phenomenon in a different class? It's not just about their catchy songs or their neat choreography. There's something deeper, a kind of machine that keeps them relevant, remembered, and talked about across countries, languages, and even generations. In this video, we'll unpack that machine slowly, without drama, but still honest and warm. A small note: this is an opinion based on my observations and reading of BTS's journey and the K-pop ecosystem. It's not meant to put down other groups because there are many amazing groups who also play a big role in this industry. BTS is strong because they don't just perform a song, they tell something through music and stage. If we look at many K-pop groups, the performance level is already extremely high. It's basically the industry's gold standard. What's interesting about BTS is how they make music, choreography, visuals, and narrative feel locked together. A song doesn't stand alone. It's like a piece of a bigger story that can connect to another era. You can enjoy one track as a catchy hit, but if you want to dig deeper, there are layers, identity, social pressure, hope, even reflections on youth. You can also see it in how their stages are built. It's not just sing and dance, but more like bringing the emotion of the song to life. There are moments designed to explode and moments intentionally left quiet. And that's where storytelling works. The audience isn't just watching people perform, the audience feels invited in. Imagine two great cooks. The first makes one delicious dish. The second creates a full set starter. Main, dessert, everything connects. There's an arc. There's a climax. Both are good, but the second gives you a complete experience. BTS often feels like that set menu version, but a complete experience can't last if the quality goes up and down. So, let's move into the second pillar: consistency. Big success rarely comes from one viral moment. It's usually the result of quality that's protected over time. A lot of people see BTS from the finish line. Global attention, massive stages, a name recognized widely. But one foundation people often miss is a consistent creative rhythm. Not consistent in the sense of staying the same, but consistent in maintaining standards. They're music experiments, but it still feels intentional. The music videos look polished. The details feel considered. The performances look designed, not just as long as it's hype. That consistency also shows in their visual language. Each era has its own identity, but it still feels connected to a larger journey. And this matters. In an era where content changes fast, consistency is how you build trust. The audience feels, if they release something, it's probably worth waiting for. It's like a restaurant that stays busy not because of one viral dish, but because people trust it no matter when they come. The quality holds. Trust is built through repeated experience. And once trust is there, listeners don't stay just listeners, they can become a community. That brings us to the third pillar. BTS isn't alone in their success. There's a community ecosystem that helps their message move across borders. We need to talk about ARMY fairly, as a community, not as a stereotype. Many observers consider one of BTS's biggest factors to be how the fandom can build organized support networks, everything from organic promotion to translations to community activities with positive energy. It's not just loud on the internet, it's collective work that, if you look closely, has real social structure. And what's interesting is that this community is global. That means when a release happens, the resonance can travel in many languages and cultures. In some places, people discover BTS not from giant advertising, but from friends, from small clips, from sincere recommendations. That pattern creates small waves that, when gathered, become a big wave. It's like lighting a candle in a dark room. One candle looks small, but if 1,000 people light their own candles, the whole room gets bright. ARMY often functions like those 1,000 candles, not replacing the art, but helping the art to be seen. But a strong community usually doesn't grow from nothing. There's communication that gets cared for. And that takes us to the next pillar. BTS builds closeness through communication that feels human, not just one-way promotion. In the modern era, a lot of artists show up on social media, but closeness isn't about appearing often. It's about how you show up. BTS is known for a communication style that feels warm. Greeting fans, sharing parts of the work process, posting moments that are publicly appropriate, and giving fans a sense of emotional inclusion. Without crossing into private territory, they can still create the impression, we respect you as people, not as numbers. What makes this effective is the consistency. Closeness isn't built by one sweet moment, but by many small moments repeated over time. And in entertainment, small moments can become the strongest glue. Because when people feel valued, they tend to stay longer even when trends shift. It's like a friend who doesn't always give big gifts, but always remembers to check in. A stable relationship isn't built by huge surprises, but by steady attention. And that warmth becomes even stronger when it meets the right era. So now, let's talk about timing and how they are adapted in the digital world. BTS grew big as the world changed the way it consumed music, and they adjusted quickly. A few decades ago, the gates of the global music industry were heavily guarded. Radio, TV, major labels, physical distribution. Now, there are many gates. Social media, video platforms, streaming, online communities. BTS showed up when this transition had matured, and they seemed to understand that content isn't just the song, but also how the song lives on the internet. They didn't rely on a single promotional channel. They appear in varied formats, short clips, behind the scenes, variety content, things that let new people get to know their stage identity gradually. Not to replace the music, but to give people different entry doors. Some people enter through dance, some through lyrics, some through funny content. And all of it meets at one center: music and story. Imagine a museum. There's a grand front door, but there are also side doors for different visitors, audio tours, interactive maps. The goal is the same: to keep people exploring. The digital era is a giant museum, and BTS provides many entry doors. But adaptation becomes more meaningful when there's a journey narrative, not just strategy changes. So next, let's talk about growth, a word that often becomes the key. A lot of people follow BTS not because they were perfect from the start, but because they developed in a way you can track. We should be careful here, not to turn it into hyperdrama, not to glorify suffering. But as an observation, many listeners see BTS as a group whose journey is visible. Early phases, learning phases, finding their color, then expanding their stage. And through that, they show a willingness to work, adapt, and keep improving. Real growth usually has two signs. First, the change is visible in the work, more mature, more willing to explore. Second, the change feels human, never perfectly smooth, but still moving forward. People like stories like this because they feel like they're growing side by side. As if, when you listen year by year, you also see a mirror of your own life journey. It's like a long-running series where the character evolves. If the main character is instantly amazing from episode 1 to the finale, you get bored fast. But if they grow, you care because you're watching the process, not just the result. And when that process reaches a global stage, there's one thing that helps them keep their roots: cultural identity, and the way they carry it with elegance. BTS succeeds because they carry identity with confidence, work as a team, and create influence that helps global doors open wider. There's a special pull when a work feels like it genuinely comes from somewhere, but can still be understood by everyone. BTS carries Korean elements not as a gimmick, but as a natural identity. Language, aesthetics, a strong work ethic, and the traditions of Korea's entertainment industry are present. But they don't block outsiders from enjoying it. In fact, that's part of what makes K-pop feel unique. You're seeing something authentic, while the emotions are universal. On top of that, success at this level is difficult without solid teamwork. Without getting personal, many people see that each member contributes. Some shine in performance, some in vocal color, some in rap and stage energy. Some help hold group dynamics together. A great team isn't one where everyone is the same, it's one where differences cover each other's gaps. And on industry impact, many people consider BTS to have helped expand K-pop's visibility in global markets, pushing more media, more stages, and more worldwide audiences to pay attention. That doesn't mean they're the only one, and it doesn't erase other groups' contributions. But the influence can be seen in the rising global curiosity toward K-pop and Korean culture more widely. It's like a relay race. The first runner opens the path. The next runner speeds it up. The last runner finishes strong. K-pop is a long relay, and BTS is often seen as one of the runners who made the global lane feel more open. Then many other runners went even farther. Okay, after breaking down the why, the next question is, so what can we take from this for our own lives, especially if we're creators or everyday viewers trying to build something? BTS's success can be read as a study in brand, consistency, and community, things anyone can apply at a different scale. If you're a creator, YouTuber, indie musician, illustrator, small business owner, there are lessons that feel very practical from these pillars. First, don't just build a product, build an experience. Your product might be a video, a song, or a piece of work. An experience is the feeling people take home after they consume it. BTS connects people not only through songs, but through a full experience, story, quality, and a release rhythm that makes people feel accompanied. Second, consistency doesn't mean monotony. Consistency is commitment to a standard. You can explore new styles, as long as you keep your quality promise. Third, build community with respect. Community isn't a promotion machine. It's people who want to feel like they belong somewhere. The way we respond to comments, the way we speak about viewers, the values we hold, those shape culture. Fourth, digital adaptation matters. But don't lose your core. Platforms change, algorithms change, trends shift. But the core values, story, quality, is what keeps people staying. And finally, don't underestimate the journey. A lot of people quit because they compare their process to someone else's results. But what many people consider special about BTS is a long journey that feels visible and real. The process is taken seriously, slow, steady, but always moving. It's like planting a tree. You can force leaves to grow fast with too much fertilizer, but the roots become weak. If you patiently strengthen the roots, quality, story, community, your tree may grow slower, but it can survive storms better. If I sum it up, why BTS is often considered one of the most successful groups in K-pop history comes down to 5 threads tied together. They unite music, performance, and storytelling so people don't only listen, they feel. They protect consistency and build trust over time. They have a global community, ARMY, that actively helps the work travel across languages collectively. They communicate well in the digital era, giving many entry doors for new audiences without losing the core. They show growth, teamwork, and confident identity, creating influence that helps global doors open wider. And now I want to throw a more specific question to you watching. From those 7 pillars, which one do you think is the most copyable for everyday creators? And which one feels the hardest because it requires a big ecosystem? Write your answer in the comments, and if you want, share one BTS moment, a song, a performance, or an era that you think represents your chosen pillar the best.